What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, it is appreciated. So as you just saw, we did get the 350Z bumper taken off. The reason for this is I do want to go ahead and get this painted. I finally got more or less an ETA on the wheels, so they should be shipping out this coming Wednesday or Thursday, meaning I got about a week and a half till they come, which does suck all in all, but it also gives me time to go ahead and do some work to this and not have to worry about, you know, the second my wheels get here, throwing them on, taking pictures, all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get my front bumper repainted because it definitely needs it. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you really quickly why I do want to get this painted. So when I did get the whole car painted, I did go with the cheaper paint at the time, so it does chip definitely the front more than anything. As you can see, I got, and let me focus here, but I got some paint cracks there. There are pieces here. I don't know if I've shown the picture. I'll go ahead and put it up now of what this bumper used to look like, and there actually used to be a giant crack going all the way through this that I did fix, but it was during my earlier days of doing fiberglass work and whatnot. So there are pieces like this that can go ahead and use some Bondo work, so I'm going to go ahead and get that touched up, as well as the top of the pieces that I had made. Some of them are cracking, so I want to get those fixed. I also, on this side, if you didn't notice from the other one, this one is more flat, whereas the other one almost has a bit of a point to it. So I do want to go ahead and get that fixed. Get you guys a little focused in here. I did go ahead and Sharpie where the new piece should go, so I'm going to do a little bit of fiberglass work to make this side even with the other side. And then lastly, the main thing that I do want to do is get this emblem piece covered. So I really didn't want to buy a Nissan logo when I first did this. So I just kind of left it open, and it bugs me, and since I'm getting the bumper repainted, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in and then go ahead and get that taken care of. First things first though, we got to get these guys taken off, get the front splitter taken off because I don't want any paint to get on those, and then from there we'll go ahead and get it lightly sanded down, and then we can start working on adding some fiberglass. Alright guys, so I did go ahead and get the splitter off. Basically now I'm going to go ahead and start with the fiberglass work. Well, I got to sand it down and then I'll go ahead and do the fiberglass work, and then hopefully we can get this prepped and done for paint, because I want to get it to be painted no later than Monday. So I got to crank down on this over the weekend to try and get it done, hopefully by Sunday night, but we'll see if I can get it finished. Also, some quick little changes that I didn't film. We did end up getting the wicker bill on. It actually looks really good. You can't see, like, you know, anything that it's too crazy or anything right now, but trust me, when the car is pulled out and you follow the arrow from the bottom all the way up, it looks really clean. And then something else really small that I did is, it would always bug me, I did not have my controller for my air suspension really attached to anything. I didn't have like a spot for it drilled into the dash or anything, so I bought some Velcro and then was able to get that set up there so I don't have to worry about sitting on it like I did the other day. Also, I had tried those little canard diffuser pieces I had showed you guys in the last video as well. They did not really work out for me the way that I wanted to. They sat just a little too high due to the fact of, you know, how high up my rear bumper comes since I cut it. So kind of a loss on there, not a huge deal. Again, I didn't even pay for them, so, you know, not a big loss on there. Okay, so you should know how this process works, but just in case you are new to the channel, basically what we have is type foam spray foam. We're going to spray that over the area that we want to cover. We're going to sand it down, and then we're going to add fiberglass over the top of it. I already have a general idea of how I want this new design to look. I do want it to flow more with this front bumper, so I'm gonna go ahead and start laying that out. The main thing I gotta make sure of is measurements, because I don't want it to be off like the last design was, and then I gotta fix it again. So I'm gonna do some measurements, and then I'll start laying the foam over it, and then from there we just gotta sit and wait. While I'm doing, or after I do the foam, I'll also add fiberglass here, and then on the top and stuff as well, to get all this stuff cleaned up. And then from there we just kind of have to sit and wait. But again, since all this is going to have to take time to dry, while this is waiting, I am going to be working on the 280 as well to get that side evened off, so I can finish this and start adding the other parts and doing some more work to this as well. Alright, so fiberglass laid where I need to, foam laid. So looks like a huge mess right now. It's all good after I sand it down and everything. Alright guys, so it is a completely different day from when I left you off last. It was a Saturday and I just laid the foam down. It is currently Thursday, and I had to take the foam completely off. I didn't record it, but basically what had happened is that the foam, if it's not laid a certain way, it gets really gooey on the inside, and that's not a proper surface for you to be able to lay fiberglass over, and the surface area was just too thin, so it really didn't work. So I had to scrap all the foam, pretty much wasted an entire day of doing that, and I had to rebuild the entire thing out of fiberglass and then Bondo over it, which took way longer than what the foam would have, and then just laying fiberglass over that. So either way, that took me a couple days. Just took my front bumper in to get painted. It's all finished. I didn't record the process of me adding the fiberglass, taking off the foam, all that stuff, just because it would have taken too long. And I had expressed previously that I am kind of on a timeline, as I wanted to get my bumper to paint in time, as my wheels are now on their way, and I want to be able to get my bumper back around the same time, if not before my wheels come in. So I really didn't record it, but I did get a couple pictures, so I'll go ahead and show those now, going over kind of what you know, I did with the process. So as you guys can see, that design is a lot more aggressive than what I was originally running, but this is actually more true to what I had planned for my 350, and I can actually post a picture now of a little render that I did a long time ago on Microsoft Paint of what I wanted my car to look like. So now with the wheels and the new design, it's closer based on that. There are obviously differences, but the new design is more based on what I originally had envisioned for my car. So the work that I did, again, I'm not a professional, so it was not professionally done. There are spaces that are uneven, and I did take my car to Next Level Paint to get done. Shout out to those guys, they were really cool, and they're going to go ahead and do a little extra work for me. Again, the main shape's there, all the Bondo works there, fiberglass underneath. They're just going to make sure that everything's even and that it looks professional. So shout out to them for finishing up what I cannot do, as I am still learning little by little, and I just didn't have the time with this project to make sure that it's all even, because again, I need it painted before the wheels. But either way, super stoked on getting that back. It's really going to bring the car full circle, I think, as my rear end's really aggressive. This side looks aggressive because of the fenders, and especially with the wheels coming in, and now the fact that the front is going to be more aggressive as well. I'm just super stoked that my car is finally where I'm looking at it to be, which also allows me to put my attention elsewhere. As you guys can see right now, the garage, take you up, is a complete mess. I gotta get all this cleaned up. I got empty Bondo cans, fiberglass laying all over the place. But I'm going to start picking this up here in just a minute. But the fact that my 350 is pretty much done now allows me to do a couple things. One, quick little preview. 280 is almost finished, so I just need Yaz as soon as she wakes up to help me make sure that I can open and close the trunk or the hood properly, because the little pieces in the front, if they were too wide, then I'm gonna have trouble opening it, closing it. But as long as that works properly, then I can go ahead and start laying the Bondo on that and get that finished. And then I think I might have mentioned it at the beginning of this video. If I didn't, I'll mention it now, but I am actually going to be buying a new car this year, so super stoked about that. My next car is actually going to be more of a daily, as I have my Pathfinder. I love this thing, but literally when I took my car to get painted, or my bumper to get painted, there was a Black Widow about that size that came crawling out of the back seat, and the entire time I was driving it I was terrified that I was going to get bit in the back, which was not fun, and I don't want to be doing that. Not to mention I'm a realtor and I need something a little nicer to be driving around, and I want to have something that I can look back and be like, damn, that's my car, I drive that every day. So I do have something in mind. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, and it might not be initially what you guys would expect when I say daily driver. It's definitely something a little different, something a car guy would normally buy, but more as a show car, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. Either way, super stoked for that. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. 280 content coming again. We got parts on the way for this. I already have parts here for this. The front bumper is going to be done soon. My 350Z has parts on the way, the wheels, a couple other little things that I got, and now the front bumper, as well as a new daily coming soon. Hopefully car season will be back. We can go back to shows. We have Elite Tuner and Low Class still on. Sadly, Desert Fest was canceled, but cruises, tons of other stuff to come to the channel. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, please drop a comment as well. Let me know what you guys think of the new design, whether you hate it, whether you like it, how the videos are coming along, and anything I can do to improve. Either way, every view is appreciated. Hope all of you guys are staying safe out there, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah. Hey, if you want it, you can have it, that my old style. Moving through the night just like an old car. Yodi,